and up until we had our first baby. And then at that point, it was impossible for me to get to the gym in the morning. So I actually just signed up for Beachbody, like through the customer program or online. Got assigned to someone random, and then ended up finding someone from in town contacted me, and I was under them for a while. I feel like I should have stepped into the coaching part of it a long time ago. I actually was a discount coach for a while and then didn't do it, and then actually followed Cassie and Sarah for like over a year on Instagram. Um, and then in January, I quit my teaching position, um, and knew I was going to be staying home, but knew I needed something for myself. Um, so in July is kind of when I went all in with it.
Right after your fourth baby.
Yeah, I had a fourth in May.
Awesome.
I can go. So I signed up in May. I had actually had someone ask me to sign up as a coach, like, I don't know, 5 years ago. And I just kind of was busy and never really responded to their message. And then now I'm like, oh, well, I probably should have started 5 years ago, but life happens. So I had Sarah actually reach out to me. I think I was pregnant at the time. So I was like, no, it's not really for me. And then in May, I was like 5 months postpartum, and I finally was like, I need to do something to get my body back, or just to kind of step back. So I signed up, and I was mainly just going to be a discount coach. I wasn't even going to try to build a business. And then I actually had someone reach out to me because I started just randomly posting, just to be like, oh, I'm just going to post and see how it goes. And then people actually started reaching out to me. And so that's kind of how I was like, oh, I'm actually going to do something with this. So it kind of just trickled from there.
Am I next? However many people are going.
There's
don't
four of
know.
you, so yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm Haley. I've had Beachbody for over a year. Brooke, I'm gonna say, reached out to me maybe February, and I was that person that kept putting her off. And I'm like, no, this isn't for me. And then I did that a couple of times, and then I kept sending people to her that have asked me what I was doing. I sent her a few people, and then she just like say, hey, what are you doing? Like, you need to be doing this. And that message came through at the right time for me. When everything got shut down. I'm a stylist. I've been a hairstylist for 11 years. I'm very established. So when I went from a booming business to absolutely nothing in one day, I got really depressed in like literally a day, because I knew I was having no income, because obviously that's how I make money as I work. I don't get paychecks. I work by the hour, and I am people's therapist. And a lot of people use their hairdressers as therapists, and I couldn't help anybody. And it drove me crazy. So she reached out to me at the right time again, after probably the third or fourth time trying to get me in. I was ready, and I'm like, sure, why not? Trying to focus my energy on something else. And I did that, and I'm guilty of this. I'm not very good at the inviting on social media. I may be young, but I'm technology dumb. I just feel like it is not my strong suit. Definitely got to keep improving on it, but I'm very good at word of mouth. I do a lot of talking through my job. I'm out and about all the time, and I'm talking, and that's where I've gotten all of my customers. I hit Diamond, I hit Success Club, which is why I'm in the test group for 9-Week Control Freak. I'm still kind of baffled how I'm still Diamond. Like, I don't understand it, but I'm working at it. And I work hard. Don't get me wrong. Just because I don't do the social media like inviting, I still work hard. But I do a lot of talking through my job. The person I'm talking to may not be the one doing it, but then they're talking to about their hairstyle, so then they're reaching me. So that's how mine is working, because that's what works for me. But I plan to get better at the inviting thing. I'm just not comfortable with that. So just kind of my story. Yeah.
Hi guys, can you hear me okay? I had to get on my phone, so I can't see anyone, so hopefully you guys can see me. So my name is Caitlin. I just recently joined the actual team in September. I was also a previous fitness class goer. Before kids, I used to get up at about 3:30 in the morning and drive towards Iowa City, work out in a gym there, and then go to work. And then after kids, my schedule changed. My husband works shifts, so there's times where there's no one in the house, so I could no longer leave in the mornings. And I also had my kids very close together. And so after having Jack last winter, quarantine happened, and I started doing like every single workout under the sun. Peloton, Beachbody. I borrowed someone's Beachbody app, and I kind of latched on to the 21 Day Fix and did that for about 4 months by myself. And then finally reached out to Brooke, who had been contacting me for over a year, almost 2 years. And I looked back and I had only replied one time. And I told her that I was ready, that I was, interested in cost and different things. And then within the same conversation said, actually, I think I want to coach. And I just jumped all in. And I also am not technology savvy. I didn't even know how to add music to an Instagram post. And now I'm doing like videos on one thing. I've learned a lot. So, and also before I started posting, I think my last post was like 6 months ago. So I'm that person too, but it's been great. And I'm running my own group right out of the gate too, which is fun. I'm kind of a dive all in person, so it's been fun.
Love it. I love how all of your stories are so different too. And I think that's so many people think it's a one size fits all. It's like we all get into this so differently. Some of us are ready right away. Some of us need time to watch, and it's okay. Whatever. So I have 4 questions for you guys, and I know they're going to be different for each one. So if we have time for each of you to answer one, or if we want to keep going to the next question, we'll just play it by ear. So my first question is this: how did you get over your fear of putting yourself out there, either on social media? Haley, I know you said you don't usually use social media too much, although you've been using a lot more, and how did you find your voice? Like, that's a big, scary step, I think, for most coaches, is like, I remember that. It's like that fear of just like, what are people going to think? How do I even start? What do I talk about? Like, what would your advice be to that?
Just do it.
Yes.
You say? I didn't hear it.
Just do it. It still isn't like I don't mind stories, but posts and like trying to figure out what to say is still difficult for me. I think the biggest thing was like, what are people gonna think? And I had, those friends that are like, and kind of make fun of you, and it's like, whatever, this is for me, and if you don't like it, scroll on by. And then it's crazy how many people are following along, and you never really knew. Is once you start doing it regularly, they start reaching out even. So I think that was probably, you just got to do it.
So my funny thing is I'm kind of aggressive when it comes, like, in a fun way. Like, even one of my best friends, for example, I was, she's always done like the CrossFit, all of that stuff, and they got a really nice gym in their thing, but she still would drive to the hospital where she works to do the workouts, and at night she'd go to CrossFit. And so this is a perfect example of just pushing past your fears or finding your way. So my way is those people who are like, oh no, I get a better workout at the gym, like that's not going to do anything for me, home workouts don't work, which is exactly what she told me. And what I instantly did is, I'm like, if you really think that, try this. And I'd send automatically one of the free sample workouts of one of the hardest programs I could find. So The Work, or 10 Rounds when it first came out. Because I don't know if you guys have ever actually boxed somewhere, not just in 10 Rounds. there for a while, I was working under my coworker's husband is like a UFC fighter, MMA trainer. He owns his own grappling team. And we would go out to their house and we would literally grapple and learn how to box and everything else. So I already knew I liked that. So like, and it's not easy. If you guys have ever done it, it's not easy. It works every ounce of your body. So I just instantly send them the link to the free workout. And then I'm like, try it and then come back to me and tell me if you really think it's that easy. And then next thing you know, they're signing up. So, I mean, that's just how I do it. I'm kind of aggressive by forcing it on them if they're trying to act like it's not something that's a good work.
And I just like for those people too, it's like they can still go to the gym, they can still go to CrossFit, but like it just I feel like takes pressure off, especially when life is crazy and COVID and if they're,
And you only have 40 minutes and you want to take 30 minutes workout, you don't have to, you can go to your gym or to your garage. So,
but that's a good reminder not to just write off people who already have something in place. So what about Miranda and Caitlin? What would you guys say?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead, Caitlin.
Okay. So I would say this was probably my biggest fear. I wasn't afraid of like the commitment and talking to people necessarily about the programs, but I was terrified of posting because like I think in the last 3 years I had posted one time to my story and it was a picture of my daughter or something and I did it by accident. So I was scared of this. So these are very simple things that I did. So the first thing I did, I'm a morning person. So I would get up between 4 and 5 a.m., do my Energize, do my workout, and I post my post before I even shower because in my head, no one's awake. And so I can put it out there and nobody's there. And over time I've gotten more comfortable, but that was like my way of just doing it when I first started was doing it at a time that felt comfortable for me and in my head, no one was there. And then this is also another, I mean, I could say all the things everyone said, but another little thing is I followed my upline and the people that were kind of in the place that I hopefully see myself at some point. And I went through their posts, like old posts, and just looked at the number of likes. And I don't mean this like in a bad way, but in all honesty, some of those might have 15 or 35 or, these are random numbers, but it kind of just brings you back to this idea that getting 100 likes doesn't mean that that person had anyone reach out, and getting 5 likes means that they didn't have 6 people message them. I would say my most popular posts, nobody says anything. And then the ones that no one, visually commented on, I get 4 messages. So just keep that in the back of your head too. Like, I think we sometimes get caught up in, oh my God, they're so popular, or I don't know what the word is, but in all honesty, just kind of put yourself out there, and the people that want to come to you will, and reach out to people otherwise. So I just kind of let that go once I did that. It was a good thing for me. I needed it because I had that fear. I don't know why, but
Sometimes you just got to hit post.
yeah.
Not even thinking. Yeah. Yeah, I think that was my biggest fear, was like what other people were going to think. And then finally, when I started posting the workout videos, and then when I was going to work, people were actually coming up to me and being like, oh, what is this that you're doing? And so then that kind of pushed me to keep posting, because people were actually like coming to me in person asking what I was doing.
All right, next question. Name the top 2 to 3 activities that first month of coaching that you would recommend.
Being active, like be
being
active.
Coach status, you're saying?
Yes. Well, no, not necessarily. You're being a coach, but being like active as in holding yourself accountable. If you're really going to try to, I think if you're really going to do this, you have to be the main focus of it. Like if they're going to do what you're going to do, who would want to go to a coach that talks about it, but that's not doing it? You know what I mean? Like you want, just do it. And, get your mind right is another thing when you're coaching. If your mind's not right, then I feel like you're not selling it to your full potential. And then third, be a go-getter, just go for it. As in, I need to take my advice on this one on internet, start messaging people, or if you're like me, go out on the street and talk about it. That's just my 3 things.
I think my first couple of months was reaching out to the people that I knew were active already. So it was, people that I used to take group fitness classes with that I knew maybe weren't doing them, but were looking for something like this. So those people were easy to get signed up because with COVID, those classes weren't happening anymore. So they were kind of just sitting, trying to run or trying to walk or pulling things from YouTube. So having something organized, like on demand, was what they needed. So that was my biggest one, I guess.
I would say don't recreate the wheel in the sense of when they keep telling us that the activity tracker works. I mean, I've only been at this for like a month and a half, but so far it hasn't failed me. It's very awkward because I am a list person, but I just do it and it forces me to follow up and do the things that I don't want to do. And so I would say they're not telling us that for no reason. And then the other thing is, I feel like for myself, this is probably the time when my market's going to be the warmest. And so I've actually been trying to start conversations with people that I intend to talk to, like friending people now rather than leaning on kind of the people I already have. And then also getting people kind of used to interacting with me because I did not exist on social media really before. And so like not making everything Beachbody, but putting like questions about country living and coffee in the morning and then commenting on other people's posts so that people are kind of used to interacting with me, because my hope is then when those questions come up about, do you want to join, or do you have any interest, or do you want to ask me more? There's some foundation there that maybe was completely unrelated. And that's been helpful for me. So like almost trying to anticipate the need to reach out, or the, reaching into that part of my, I don't know what that's called, your cold market. I don't know. But doing some of that really early, I feel like. And some of those people have already like jumped in. I've actually only signed up one family/friend, and it's my sister, and she signed up with me to go. All of the people that have joined me were like totally unexpected. But more people are watching than you think, I guess.
Yeah. My number one thing is find a program and stick with it from start to finish. That way people can kind of take your progress pictures. People can kind of follow your journey. At least they know that you're finding a program and sticking to it.
Yes. Product of the product wins every time. Okay, my next question is how to overcome people telling you no in the months, if you guys have had any yet, that have been slow and where it's like, I've been doing the same things I did last month. Like, what's going on? Because I know that can be super frustrating as a new coach, watching, other coaches hitting a certain success club, or you feel like you're doing all the same things. But how do you guys overcome that?
Go ahead.
I always just tell them, inform them like, hey, I'm around. Like, if you ever have questions, right now it might be no, but if you have any questions, I'll be here for you. So just kind of leave it open for them to reach out to you when they're ready.
And I think timing sense too. I feel like the slow months for me, had been like August and September probably. But I feel like those are the time of year where people are actually outside a lot more, even more than the summer times, because there are people who just absolutely hate heat, and there's people who actually just enjoy where it's nice and warm, but it's cooler in the evenings. So they're out. They seem to be out a lot more. So they're just not interested because they're outdoors. They feel like they're getting their energy wore off out there. But I think going back to those ones that you reached out to because they had somewhat of interest, you messaged them for a reason, I feel like. And this is now like the perfect time. Things are starting to get cooler, besides like this week, but things are starting to get cooler. You're going to be stuck indoors. and it might be a good time to reach out to them and retry again because the timing might be better for them. Okay.
I mean, most of us commented that we either followed or were asked by someone for a certain amount of time before we said yes. So I kind of keep that in the back of my mind. And then with the no's, at least being like really, really new, when I first started reaching out to people or like responding to people, I kind of like word vomited everything that is going on. And so when I was getting some of those early, like, no, or just no responses, even though they reached out to me, I just kind of took some time and went back through my conversation to look at like, why did this not probably work? Like this would have scared me off, and just reset and kind of recreated my script, or you tailor it per person, but kind of the things that I always bring up and try and build a conversation before I just like throw information at them. And I think that's been very helpful because again, it was like posting. It was like, just post it, just send the awkward pre-written message. And then you realize like that would seriously scare me too. So making it, more personal, and then being kind and telling people, well, thank you for getting back to me. I appreciate it. And you may hear from me, down the road, or if you need anything, let me know. And that kind of keeps the door open. So
I think my biggest one has been like, well, no, but I really enjoy following along. So, like marking them down so that you make sure to like follow up with them again, because I have gotten several people like kind of trickle in that way that I don't think or intended on ever signing up, but because they constantly see you there, that keep putting it in their mind.
I love hearing that you guys aren't like, it's a no is not a no. It's just like a not yet, And I'm even for me, 4 years later, I still have people signing up with me that I've been watching since day one. So like people are ready when they're ready, and you just got to be there. And you have to know, like, I'm always going to be here. So when you're ready, I'm ready, and just always leave that door open. Okay. The last question I have is I know some of you guys have touched base, but so you get over kind of social media to start posting, but like, then how do you actually find people? Who do you actually invite? Like I don't know, what's your process with that, and how have you gotten started?
I don't have a process. Because like I said, mine's more word of mouth. I just do me, and I, write what I feel like is speaking to me, and ways that I know. I aced all my writing classes, so I feel like I can be really good at writing. So I just write well. Maybe that helps me, I think.
Yeah.
I look through the people that have watched like my stories.
Mm-hmm. I do that too. On Instagram, I do like the mama follow trains. And so you get a whole bunch of people that kind of start following you when you get like attached to a follow train. And so I always just message them like, hey, thanks for following me. And then they that kind of puts them in the back of you in the back of their mind, I guess. So then if they're going to start watching, and then they actually you'll see them start watching your stories and posting all your stuff. So that's how I kind of get to the cold market, is just kind of putting myself out there through that way. But a lot of people I invite are like other moms. I guess that's kind of how you can connect to people that way.
Yeah, so I posted in a local moms group that I necessarily wasn't active in, but I had been in for a long time, and just kind of followed along on like events for kids and different things, and kept it very simple. Just mostly, if you're looking for this, feel free to reach out to me. And interestingly, the lady that I got had just lost her job, and I decided to let her into my group for free, basically grandfather her in. And she's since invited like 4 people. So that was, I don't know if that was a good idea, but it's worked out so far. And the other thing too is I decided to do my own group, if that was me and my sister, or me and 3 people. Fortunately, it ended up being a few more, but I think the reason that's been really cool is because my girls are so excited, because we're very small to start. And now we have like 20 some people. We're doing a sneak peek week right now. I didn't know that. I didn't know if that was a thing, but, and we like, everyone invited people, and the girls that have joined are excited. And so my hope is that some of the girls that brought their friends will consider signing up as a coach, to get them to stay under them. And I think I was nervous because it was small, but I've felt it's actually been really, really cool. And so I think if you have, even 4 people or 3 people, or it's something that you could consider, because they did sign up with you. And so they want to hear from you. And sometimes just seeing you post that you did your workout isn't the same as you leading the posts and checking in with them, and that type of thing. So just something to consider. It's worked well for me. And like I said, my girls are like, they're like, they love it. And they are, it's been really fun. I still check into my group with Brooke, but that group has been a lot of fun. And it makes me excited.
I think what I love about this is like you guys are all doing things differently, and it's like, but you're doing things, and you're figuring out how to hit Success Club and how to talk to people. And if you don't want to post on social media, you're not posting on social media, but that means you're talking to people in person and like word of mouth. You're just talking about it somehow. And I think taking action is the reason why you guys are where you are right now. All of you have hit Success Starter, and Caitlin, you're on your way with your first month at SC14. Crazy. Seriously, that's awesome, especially in October. It was a hard month for a lot of us. But I'm going to leave it open for any of you guys. I'll look over in the questions, or you can just unmute yourself. What questions does anyone have for them? Go look through the chat section. Are you guys doing anything for personal development? That's my question.
I have this. I got Start Today. And so you just kind of go in, and it has like you list things that you're grateful for. And then it says 10 dreams you made happen. So it's dreams that like you want to happen that haven't happened yet, but you basically write them down every day, and then you pick like your priority ones. So that's like my personal development. And then our book that we're reading, I don't know what that is. So that's kind of what I do for personal development.
Mm-hmm.
My personal development, I've been just writing in a notebook. I have a notebook with me everywhere I go, but I just kind of write it down. And then I'm also reading Autumn Calabrese's new book that she wrote. So far, so good. It's amazing. Definitely a must read for all of you. I decided when I did 9-Week Control Freak, I'm like, I need to just read her book. So I am. But, I've never used to do personal development, but since, when was it? May I started, right? Yeah, I started doing the personal development, and I mean, there's big dreams I've had that written down, not even Beachbody related. I'm just writing from Beachbody all the way down to personal life. And actually today, one of my dreams came true. So, I mean, personal development is huge for me, and it's made a big difference. And I got some exciting news coming everyone's way eventually, but I can't say much. But personal development is important because it can happen.
It makes you feel grateful. I feel like some days I'm really down until I like write what I'm grateful for, and then I'm like, yes, it's actually not that bad today. Like,
yes,
yeah. I jumped in on the book club kind of right away, and then I don't know that this is like traditional, but I'm very bad at making time for myself between like my kids and work. We probably all are, but I have just started taking literally 10-15 minutes every morning. I get up a little bit earlier, but I drink my coffee in peace, not rushed. And like I went for a walk the other day, and it's just amazing. And I do it without my phone, without anything. And it's just crazy how, I don't know, it makes me like feel very, very calm and peaceful. And so it's not anything specific, but it was just something I did this originally to make time for myself. And so I've added that additional time where it's no checklists, no nothing, just me. And it's been very, very nice.
I am doing the book club as well. And then I listen to the Abide app every morning, like while I'm drinking my Energize and getting dressed, and like that just kind of gets my day started off right.
Mindset is such a big one. Kind of like Caitlin, you said, don't reinvent the wheel. Everyone told me, personal development, and I rolled my eyes at that for way too long. But if your mind is not right, you are not going to invite people. You are not going to want to post on social media. You're just not going to want to do the coach activities. So it's crucial.
I think another random thing that helped me kind of push inviting, I made a team name. And so like once I had my team name and I made my Facebook page of my team, I think it kind of helped me like, come join my grit and grind team. And it just makes it more fun. I've like made little shaker cups for my whole team and kind of given out goodies. So I think that.
I feel like creating your own team name is just like energy booster or more motivation to do so. Because I hold myself 10 times more accountable than I do, because that's my team that I've created from absolutely nothing. Yeah, it is very motivational, just creating your own team, even if it is 2 or 3 people, but that grows fast.
A little Cricut Joy, so I can make my own little like vinyl Cricut cutout things to put on my shaker cups. So just the little things that kind of push you along.
And I'm a coach though too that's really strong about the mental health. I feel like even if it's somebody who's joining, I've got a lot of customers joining just for the whole unstressed or whatever the mental one is, and they're literally just doing that because it's like if they're not in the right headspace, then jumping in to something if you're not fully here, you're not going to be fully there. So it's getting them ready, I feel like, is a good way to those people who aren't ready to work out. There is more than just workouts on this program.
Is that the meditation one?
Yes.
I still need to try that.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
Good to
It
know.
is amazing.
And I love that. People don't have to just jump into the workouts right away if they're not ready. Such a good point. Okay, I know we're a little past 9. Final question, and then we'll wrap it up. My last question is, what is your next goal? What's your big goal right now?
Diamond.
Yes, same here.
Do you guys have any dates? Like diamond by this, or just curious?
Oh, my original goal was by the end of the year, but I'm just not sure that's going to make it. So
yeah, mine's by the end of the year. 2 months. We got this.
And 9 week is coming out.
Yeah, and now that I can start posting and sharing tomorrow, I think it will help people along. I keep trying to talk about it and like prompt people up, and so
people need to bow down to that woman because she is insanely a genius. It's all I can say. She is just a genius.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite so far. I just can't wait. I'm so excited.
Yes,
I would agree with the goal of diamond, and with that would become getting like the success starter. And then I would like to get my sister to emerald, which would help, but we kind of signed up doing this together, and she is close and has kind of jumped a little bit more all in. So I don't know if I have a date. I don't know. Within 6 months.
mine is to be a solid diamond, to where I'm like not like biting my nails, wondering if I'm gonna still be diamond next week. Getting my girls a little more active, but a lot of them, like I said, I push on the mental health first, and it's just my strategy. So it's just they're getting there.
this is really random, but if that just made me think of it, if somebody is running like a group being new or small, one of the things that I did this week is I had my kind of one of the girls who I think could be a really good coach, but she's currently a customer. I had her take over, I asked her to take over morning posts for the week, and she is like rocking it. And I think that's going to be a really good segue to talk with her about considering being a coach. So it might, I don't know, I don't really know how small anyone is. I know I'm tiny, like comparatively, but I think that was a good call because I don't have anyone right now to do it with me. And she has done a great job, and she's so excited about like the process and her results so far. And she's there every day. So I think that she'll be somebody, hopefully, that will be a coach, not just for a discount down the road, but.
And I do just have to say this though too. Don't get in your mindset that we need to reach out to people our age or a little older. I have one customer underneath me who's about ready to switch to coach. She's 74 years old, literally rocking this system. She's already lost. She started 3 weeks ago. She's down 10 pounds and she's just going at it. And I'm like, she's 74 years old and she's rocking it, ready to start the business. I mean, those older ladies are just watching just as much as the younger, if not possibly more.
They're on social media a lot too.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. I always write off. I'm always kind of like, what? Why are you watching my stories when I see someone like my mom's age or like older? But I'm like, so good reminder for myself to be open and not to be afraid to reach out to them.
Because they're watching.
Yes. Oh, you chatted with your grandma today. And I FaceTime, or one of the coaches, we were just in Destin, Florida. One of the coaches FaceTimed her grandma, and her grandma like had just completed some program. I don't know, had worked out. She's 73 and has been working out every day for the past like 4 months and feels so. It's just like, that was so cool. That's worth it to me. Those kind of things. So, okay. That's all we have for tonight. So thank you, Kylie and Miranda and Haley and Caitlin, for just sharing us with what we're doing. We wish you guys the best of luck and just keep it up because you guys are rocking it. So I will post this to the team page and we can share it with everybody. So everyone have a good night.
Thank you.
Okay.